Alright everybody, we are live here for an emergency situation. We now have a tornado emergency in southern Illinois for Saline and Williamson counties. A confirmed large and catastrophic tornado is on the ground. This just passed by Marion and Creel Springs, and this is going to be approaching Carrier Mills and Harrisburg, Illinois. If you are in this area, you need to run, not walk to your safe spot. This is a tornado emergency, the highest level of weather warning that exists. You'll notice if we go back on the correlation coefficient, we had an extremely deep and large debris signature as this passed by Marion, indicating that this was a strong to potentially violent tornado that impacted the town. This is going to continue to move off to the east-southeast, and as it does, we're hoping that this occludes. It looks like it's been on the past several radar scans because it's not in an entirely discrete environment anymore, but at a point, this had one of the most impressive reflectivity debris signatures I've seen of all time. I mean, this is, again, a violent tornado that's on the ground. It's a catastrophic situation. This sounds unbelievable, but there have reportedly been people sucked up into the tornado. Now, obviously, people think, well, that happens all the time. No, that does not happen. And when it does, it's a sign that you have a catastrophic tornado. This tornado had gate-to-gate shear of over 200 miles per hour. So this was, and still is, a catastrophic tornado ongoing. Again, I'm sorry I wasn't live here earlier. I was eating dinner, and we have a tornado emergency now in southern Illinois. Again, this is going out for portions of Williamson and Saline counties. Again, this is a particularly dangerous situation. Between last stream and now, we also have had a PDS tornado warning in effect for Bloomington, Indiana. This actually produced, and still is producing, most likely, a large and destructive tornado through the city of Bloomington, and this was an even larger tornado when it was near the city of Bloomfield, and Linton is currently reporting damage. So again, a catastrophic tornado on the ground in Illinois. This is a tornado emergency for Harrisburg and Carrier Mills. If you're in this area, you need to run, not walk to your safe spot. So you may be thinking, okay, well, the radar imagery with this isn't that impressive anymore. Well, they just updated this tornado emergency, and weather spotters still confirm that this is a large and extremely dangerous tornado. Again, this is a catastrophic situation for Harrisburg and Carrier Mills south of El Dorado. So again, this is a tornado emergency. If you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. Again, this is a catastrophic situation. Again, if you're in a mobile home, you've got to evacuate and get into a more substantial shelter. Again, I was meant to be here much earlier if I knew that this was going on, but unfortunately, I didn't see it. Nothing we can do, but now we're here, and again, we have this tornado emergency. Again, this is the highest level of weather warning that exists. So, again, I'm trying to find any sort of footage of this thing, because I genuinely, again, I didn't even know this was happening until about 5 to 10 minutes ago, and I immediately ran in here and went live. So, forgive me if I'm trying to just look for some information here, but I really don't know too much about the history of this tornado. Again, I'm trying to find imagery of it. I've been told that it's pretty insane, but before we do, I do need to note that this tornado is still on the ground, and it's still doing damage over Carrier Mills, and it's approaching Harrisburg. Again, this is a tornado emergency. These are issued usually, say, 5 to 10 times a year. And when they are, it is an indication that we have a catastrophic tornado on the ground capable of devastating whatever it hits. So, again, I'm trying to find any information about this tornado emergency here. Again, give me just a second. I'm trying to find the video of the tornado. Okay. Wow, yeah. Okay. This thing has violent motion. Violent motion. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, this thing is violent, guys. It is an insane multi-vortex tornado. This thing has sub-vortices going out left, right, and center. I mean, this thing is huge. Again, if you are in this area, you've got to run, not walk to your safe spot. I mean, this is a catastrophic situation. Again, there's not even hardly anything out here, and it managed to get a debris signature that intense. I mean, this is a violent tornado, to say the least. Again, near Hudgens is where this tornado impacted. We had reflectivity debris signatures at 66 dBZs, even though we're a good 50 miles away from the nearest radar site. Again, if that doesn't, tell you, okay, you need to take this seriously, I genuinely don't know what will. Again, basically what we're looking at whenever we say stuff like that is this is your typical radar that you'll likely see if you pull up, your average weather app. This is what you're looking at, and usually this pink stuff indicates hail. This is not hail. This is debris being lofted 20 to 30,000 feet up into the atmosphere by this tornado and thrown just all over the place. Again, whatever this thing hit, it demolished. Again, there's not much out here, but this was one of the deepest debris signatures that we've ever seen. Ever. In the state of Illinois. So, again, we seriously have to hope that everybody took this warning and this tornado emergency as seriously as possible, because, I mean, this is insane. This is unbelievable. Again, this is a tornado emergency that remains in effect for Carrier Mills and Harrisburg. As we speak, you need to run, not walk, to your safe spot. Run, not walk, guys. Again, this is a catastrophic situation. This is devastating. This is a violent multi-vortex tornado. I mean, the sub-vortices with this thing are just unreal. A new tornado warning has just been issued for portions of Indiana. This is going out for Nashville. It's an extension for our previous PDS tornado near Bloomington. If you're in this area, you need to make sure that you're seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, I'm genuinely trying to figure out what the heck happened here. Again, I mean, this is unbelievable, guys. We did, by the way, most likely have at least a brief tornado in northwestern Crawford County, just north of Oblong in Illinois. Velocity and correlation coefficient signatures do kind of match up there for, hey, maybe that was a tornadic debris signature. So, again, we'll see if we get any reports out of that area. It's entirely possible that we did have a brief tornado, though, here somewhere near Annapolis. But, again, we've got to focus on what's ongoing right now. And again, that is a deadly tornado south of Harrisburg, Illinois. Again, unfortunately, the community of Marion is one of the largest ones out here in southern Illinois. It's awful. Give me just a second. Again, I'm trying to get the word out about this. Again, I am very sorry that I got to this late. I was eating dinner whenever this got issued. We do, by the way, have an unbelievable velocity couplet there high up in the atmosphere with a supercell near Fearsville, Kentucky. As we said last stream at the end, these central Kentucky supercells are going to be the ones to watch. So if you are out here in this area, make sure you are seeking shelter immediately. This is a tornado warning going out for areas north of Hopkinsville. Again, closer to the surface, the velocities aren't quite as intense, but Storm Hunter Media does have a live look at what's going on there, so we'll see what we get off their feed. We'll go ahead and bring that up as well, just because we don't have anybody up right now. Again, we hopped on here, we immediately went live. You'll notice there's no description for the stream. I really was debating whether or not to even put a thumbnail on it, but again, this is a devastating and a catastrophic tornado that just impacted the south side of Marion, Illinois. Again, we have to hope and pray that everybody out here is okay and that they took the warning seriously, because again, that's the kind of tornado that you don't survive unless you try. You don't survive it unless you try. And it sounds horrible, and that's just because it is. I mean, it's the simple truth. There's no real way to sugarcoat this. Again, this was a violent tornado with gate-to-gate shear values over 200 miles an hour, had one of the most impressive, deepest debris signatures of all time. I don't think we've ever seen something like this in southern Illinois. I just don't know if we have. Again, I'm trying to find more information here. Give me just a second. Oh my gosh. Again, this was a violent multi-vortex wedge. I mean, this is unbelievable, guys. Holy cow. A photo of the Bloomington tornado has also come out. I'm going to go and repost that on my Twitter if you guys want to take a look at it. Make sure to go check that out. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is unbelievable. This is insane. Okay, give me just a second here. Again, I'm trying to find out more information about this for you guys. Again, if you're just not tuning in, a tornado emergency remains in effect for portions of Saline and mainly Williamson counties at this point in southern Illinois. This is a tornado emergency, the highest level of weather warning that exists for Harrisburg, Carrier Mills, Rudement, Somerset, Eagle, and Derby. Again, if you are in this tornado emergency, you have to run, not walk, to your safe spot. This is a violent and a deadly tornado that has just impacted the south side of Marion, and it's going to continue to move off to the east. We think it's occluded, but we don't know that for a fact. As of, 15 minutes ago, spotters were still reporting that this was on the ground and that it was huge, so we genuinely don't know yet. By the way, we do now have a confirmed tornado on the ground in Kentucky with the supercell that Storm Intermediate is on, the one that we mentioned earlier. This is near Mount Tabor. We have a large debris signature now. Give me just a second. Oh my gosh. Again, this is a catastrophic situation here for the community of Harrisburg, Illinois. I've never seen anything like this in southern Illinois, guys. They have officially now downgraded this to a PDS tornado warning. But by the way, the debris signature is actually still noticeable. It looks like this thing had a velocity couple at handoff and the tornado occluded, but it's back on the ground. I'm not certain on that. That could be hail contamination. But again, if you are out here, you need to remain in your safe spot because this is a deadly tornado. Oh my goodness. This storm has a history of producing severe structure damage and could produce another strong tornado at any time. Oh my goodness, guys. Again, this is horrible. This is really awful. Again, this one hits too close to home. My gosh. Again, if you are in this area, I plead with you to please take shelter. Don't wait, just go. If you are anywhere south of Harrisburg, areas down the line, Kedron, Gibsonia, and Shawneetown, you need to be ready to seek shelter, because there's a good chance that you are going to have a similar impact to some of these areas off to the west. So, again, this is just awful. If you're just now tuning in, a catastrophic tornado just hit the town on the south side of Marion, Illinois, near the community of Hudgens. It crossed I-57. Reportedly, it sucked up people. And if that's true, then this was a worst-case scenario. I mean, I've just never seen anything like it. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Again, this thing had extremely violent motion. I mean, this was... I just can't... I'm at a loss for words, guys. Again, we have to hope and pray that everybody took this warning seriously. Oh my goodness. Again, this is awful. Again, it's likely that this thing is occluded. And guys, this Indiana tornado here, the one that went near Bloomington, again, we weren't live for it, but based off of velocity signatures, and then also the videos that we're seeing of this thing, I mean, that thing was very strong. Again, I do want to note that this tornado is on the ground here, near Allegheny, Kentucky. We have a very impressive velocity couplet and now an extremely deep debris signature over Mount Tabor. So if you're in this area, you need to run, not walk to your safe spot. Oh my goodness. Debris ball on reflectivity. Again, this is a catastrophic situation now in Kentucky. This is another oh my gosh, that was a bad voice crack. In all seriousness, though, this was another violent tornado. This is on the ground, and this is causing extreme damage. Extreme. This thing is lifting up pieces of homes, businesses, whatever the heck it is, and it's destroying them. Again, this is a catastrophic tornado here, once again, near Mount Tabor, Kentucky. 62 dBZs on the reflectivity with the debris, which, again, is indicative that this is causing extreme damage. gate-to-gate shear with the velocities as of one velocity scan ago. Very close to the surface, because we're not that far from radar. We were measuring over 127 miles an hour. Again, there's nothing that I just can't believe it. Again, this is one of the largest tornado outbreaks we've covered, especially in this part of the world. This is the largest tornado outbreak that we've covered. But, I mean, I just can't believe it. Again, I'm trying to find more information, and the Kentucky tornado is now PDS. Oh, my goodness. Oh, dude. This is now a PDS tornado warning going out for Cedar Grove and Sharon Grove in western Kentucky. This is a deadly tornado. You've got to run, not walk to your safe spot. If this keeps staying, if it stays on the ground, it is going to go dangerously close to Lewisburg. And if that happens, then we definitely could see an upgrade to a tornado emergency with this. Again, it doesn't matter, though. PDS, tornado emergency, whatever. At this point, you've got to be underground, and you've got to be in your safe spot. I mean, this is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like tonight. Oh my gosh. Again, this is racing off to the east. This is moving east at about 50 miles an hour here. This is approaching Cedar Grove and Sharon Grove. Again, areas south of Lewisburg, you've got to run, not walk to your safe spot. If you're in a mobile home, you've got to evacuate and find a more substantial structure to get into. Whatever this is hitting, it is destroying. It's destroying. Again, I'm seeing more photos and videos of the tornado from Marion. And the motion of these subvortices in particular is something that we only see in the most upper echelon tornadoes. I mean, this is unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Again, I'm just in shock. It's very likely that we still have an ongoing tornado here, southeast of Harrisburg. Velocities are still very impressive. Again, I'm trying, guys, to keep proper composure here and just be ready. But I'm struggling here, okay? Again, this is very close to home. I know plenty of people that live out here. I've texted my family that lives near where the Indiana tornado impacted, and they're okay. But it's just scary to watch. It is. So again, catastrophic tornado remains on the ground in Kentucky. Less than half an hour after we see this violent wedge in southern Illinois. Again, this Illinois tornado, whatever it hit, it just destroyed. Apparently, we have houses leveled south of Marion. I mean, this is, again, a situation that you'd never want to see. Never. But unfortunately, it's happening. Again, this is horrible. This is awful. Again, whatever this southern Kentucky tornado is hitting, it is heavily damaging or destroying. This thing is lofting debris tens of thousands of feet up into the atmosphere. I mean, let's just... I can't even believe it. Again, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. We have another PDS tornado warning that's going to be going out for Old Shawneetown Junction, as well as the Rocks in southern Illinois and western Kentucky. If you're in this warning, you got to run, not walk to your safe spot. This is still a radar-confirmed, particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. This is still a catastrophic tornado ongoing, most likely, south of Equality, so you got to go. You got to run, not walk to your safe spot. Again, this is a worst-case scenario for this event. Worst-case scenario. This is awful. Again, and it just hits so close to home. But, again, a PDS tornado warning remains in effect here for our Southern Illinois tornado, as well as our Southern Kentucky one. I mean, this is, again, this is unbelievable. I'm sure those words don't mean anything now that I've said them 1,000 times, but it really is. We still have a debris signature on the reflectivity with our Kentucky tornado over Cedar Grove. Again, this is awful. Again, reportedly, homes are leveled, entirely leveled, south of Marion. Again, it's hard to sit through here and watch this all happen. And our St. Louis tornado already has 4 fatalities confirmed from it. So, again, it's just hard to watch this after what a day we've already had. This is awful. This is just horrible. Again, I'm trying to find more information here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, their homes leveled. I'm seeing the photos now south of Marion. Homes are leveled. They're swept away. So again, unbelievable. My gosh. Unbelievable tornado outbreak today. My heart goes out and I pray for all the people that were involved with today. They're gonna be fine and they're gonna recover well. But it is hard to move on from a situation like this. But again, my prayers go out to all those people. Again, this is just awful. I'm trying to find something else to say, but at this point, I think you guys get the gist. Again, our Illinois tornado is still on the ground. There's still a debris signature. Again, you hate to see it. This is terrible. I've just never had to deal with something like this close to home, at least since March 31st. This is awful. Oh my goodness. We have an extremely violent tornado on the ground south of Indianapolis now. This is a catastrophic tornado once again approaching Pikes Peak and Columbus. Thank you, Kevin. This is a catastrophic tornado. This looks just as deadly, if not worse, than the Marion tornado. If you are in Columbus, you've got to run to your safe spot. You gotta go. I don't know why this is still a radar-indicated tornado. This is absolutely on the ground. We have a debris spike on the reflectivity. This is the first time that this has happened since the Mayfield, Kentucky tornado. The first time since the Mayfield, Kentucky tornado. And this one looks just as intense as it. We have not seen a debris spike since then. And the CC, you can't see anything. Again, if you're in Columbus, you've got to run, not walk to your safe spot. This is a catastrophic tornado heading for Columbus. This is a deadly situation. You've got to run, not walk. This is now a PDS tornado warning in Indiana. Again, this is the most extreme tornado outbreak we've ever covered, by far. By far. We still have 3 catastrophic tornadoes on the ground. We still have a deadly tornado on the ground south of Junction. We've got our tornado on the ground in Kentucky, most likely still. Again, yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, this one has an unbelievable debris signature as well. And we've got our tornado on the ground approaching Columbus. Again, if you are in or around Columbus, Indiana, you have minutes. You gotta go. This is the most dangerous situation you could be finding yourself in, ever. Again, this is a violent tornado. You've got to run, not walk to your safe spot. This tornado is sucking up everything in its path, and it's clear that we have an environment for it to continue to do that. So, Columbus, I plead with you that you go to your safe spot. This is horrible. This is just awful. Again, I hope that people will take this seriously. Because if not, then, again, this is the kind of situation where I don't like to say this, but if you don't take shelter, you're gonna die. And that, again, that sounds awful, because it is. That's not an over-exaggeration. That's not fear-mongering. That is the truth. If you get hit by this tornado head-on, and you're not doing everything in your power to protect yourself, there is a high chance that you don't make it. So you have to get into a safe spot. You have to get, again, underground if possible. You have to get out of your mobile home if you're in one, obviously. This thing is lofting debris visible 36,000 feet up into the atmosphere. Yeah, there hasn't been one since Mayfield. It sounds weird, but that's a topic that I've been extremely interested in, is debris signatures presentations. I've done a lot of research, and again, the only time that has happened within the past 5 years was Mayfield. And Mayfield was close to the radar. This one's even further than Mayfield was. Again, our Illinois tornado remains on the ground, and it remains deadly. So if you are in this area, you have to run, not walk to your safe spot. Guys, again, I mean, there's not a whole lot else that we can say. I don't even know if there's anybody tuning in from any of these communities. I'm sure there's not, but I mean, if there is anybody and you somehow don't already know, you've got to go. In Columbus, Indiana, in Old Shawneetown, Illinois, and then even back towards Russellville, Kentucky, I'd remain in my safe spot. Again, it's likely that this is no longer actively producing a tornado, but it's still a nasty-looking supercell that could easily recycle in this kind of environment where you've got 5,000 cape. So again, you got to go. Again, we don't know how long this thing is going to stay on the ground for. We don't know how strong it is, to the exact point. But we know enough to say, hey, there is a deadly tornado ongoing. And if you don't do everything in your power to protect your life, you may not have it. So you have to, again, get underground, get into a storm shelter. You got to get out of a mobile home, obviously. You got to get into a storm shelter. I mean, there's not a whole lot else that you can do if you're not choosing one of those options. Again, it sounds awful, but it's just terrible. It's horrible. Oh my goodness. Again, still a violent tornado ongoing south of Shawneetown, Illinois. Again, this is horrible. I mean, this is the most devastating tornado outbreak we've ever covered. Again, this is awful. This is horrible. Horrible. Again, I'm trying to find stuff on social media here for you guys. Again, this is awful. I mean, this is unbelievably violent. Again, the first debris spike since Mayfield. Thank you, Richard, for the $10 donation. And thank you as well to Matt for the $10 or the $5 donation. Again, I would like to be more happy about that right now, but unfortunately, we've got to really just make sure that we are hammering home this message that you got to go. New PDS tornado warning has been issued. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Confirmed tornado headed towards Grandview Lake neighborhood. Everywhere in Columbus needs to be underground, but that is the spot of most concern. I-65 south of Columbus, you got to get off, you got to go. Again, you've got 5 minutes till this crosses I-65 at best. Again, this is a life-threatening tornado. I mean, we've never seen anything like it in the state of Indiana while we've been live. I mean, this is unbelievable. Again, I'm kind of surprised they didn't upgrade this to a tornado emergency, but tornado emergency or PDS, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you are in this area, you've got to be underground or in a storm shelter. And again, a violent tornado still ongoing, approaching Old Shawneetown, most likely. That one's not entirely confirmed because we don't have a debris signature, but I mean, we've got a velocity couple that supports it. And it's not surprising that we don't have a debris signature because there's nothing out here to pick up other than corn. This is horrible. This is genuinely horrible. Again, 4 fatalities already confirmed from our St. Louis tornado earlier this afternoon. And a catastrophic tornado of violent proportions over Grandview Lake, Indiana. Wow. Again, Grandview Lake is a neighborhood. Oh my goodness. Look at how many residencies are along Grandview Lake. Again, this is the west side of Columbus, Indiana. Again, this is awful. This is horrible. Again, we've never covered something like this in the Ohio Valley. Again, the amount of times that we've seen a tornado like this anywhere while live on stream is, only a handful. Again, this is lofted debris 36,000 feet into the atmosphere. You can see the debris from the southern Kentucky radar that barely even reaches far enough to see anything at all that far. But if we go on a correlation coefficient and we go back, you will notice you can see the debris signature. So this is lofting debris 35,000 to 40,000 feet into the atmosphere. Again, a unbelievably violent tornado. Unbelievably violent. I can't believe it. Again, there's not a lot else to say. They just issued a new PDS tornado warning for Morganfield, Uniontown, and Henderson, Kentucky, an extension for our Marion tornado that is apparently still not included. This is still a weather spotters confirmed tornado, so Morganfield, Uniontown, and Henderson in Kentucky, you gotta go. You gotta seek shelter. Again, I mean, there's not a lot else that we can say right now that we haven't already said. All caps. I don't know if they just wrote it that way or if that's actually how it was reported as. But all caps. Again, this is unbelievable. Again, if nothing else, we still have a violent tornado ongoing near Shawneetown, approaching Morganfield. Again, we haven't seen anything like this in a long time, guys. Some of the tornadoes that we've seen today have been unbelievable. Again, we have completely slabbed residencies south of Marion. Again, this is unbelievable. Again, there's also complete destruction north of Creel Springs, Illinois. So, again, this is likely still ongoing here. This is now going to be crossing the Ohio River along the Illinois-Kentucky state line near Old Shawneetown. If it's still on the ground, it is hitting Old Shawneetown. Again, we have swept residencies south of Marion. Again, I mean, I don't like to just sit here and be silent the whole stream, but I can't believe it. Speechless. That's how we're feeling right now. I mean, again, there's not a lot else for us to say. Again, the damage has already happened. It's already done. Again, we have homes that are just gone. Again, I'm not trying to just sit here and say nothing the whole time, but there's not a lot to say. Again, it looks like all of our tornadoes have occluded at this point, other than our Southern Illinois / Western Kentucky one, which is good. But again, that's about all the good news that we have right now. The damage that we're starting to see here on Twitter is something that we don't see a lot, if ever. So, again, this is horrible. it also goes to show that um, you don't have to, have the largest tornado of all time, the longest tracking tornado of all time. You don't have to have, um, anything but the strength. I mean, if it touches down, even if it's just for 2.5 minutes, if it's hitting things, that's a problem. Um, Again, I mean, it's awful. And again, a lot of these tornadoes, they haven't been wedges. They've been stout stovepipes or cones. Um, which, I mean, is crazy. Again, the last time that we saw a tornado of this intensity that wasn't a wedge was a long time ago. Long time ago. So again, we've got to hope and pray to God that, I mean, everybody took the warning. Because if not, again, I mean, you don't like to say it, you don't like to hear it, but if not, then they're probably not making it out of this. Getting catastrophic damage. Is what we're seeing. At least from the Marion tornado. Again, not trying to stay silent on you guys, but I think you get the gist. I mean, there's an unbelievable outbreak of catastrophic tornadoes ongoing. Many of them violent. To extremely violent, even. Again, we likely still have an ongoing tornado here near Morganfield. It's still spotter confirmed, according to NWS Paducah. And it's still got a nasty-looking velocity couplet. It's entirely possible that there is still a violent tornado ongoing near Morganfield, Kentucky. Again, if you were in Morganfield, Waverly, Corydon, or Henderson, Kentucky, you got to go to your safe spot. You got to go. Again, lowest floor, preferably a basement or an interior bathroom. You can't be in a mobile home, obviously. Again, tornadoes like these will shred mobile homes to pieces. And, I mean, it's awful. Again, it's not like it's just happened once. It happened this morning with St. Louis. It happened again with Marion. It happened again with Kentucky. And then it happened again with Columbus, Indiana. It's awful. And it's only been a month. No, sorry, 2 months. It's been 2 months since Columbus was hit by a tornado. That's all it's been. But anyway, I don't want to just, harp on the fact that this is a tragedy. We need to really do some coverage here. Again, probably looking at the tornado threat starting to downtrend. I don't think we're going to have too much discrete activity at this point. I think this is the beginning of our QLCS that the HRRR was expecting. But again, it's awful. Anyway, continuing to look for photos of damage. Again, South Marion is where we've seen the most extreme. And I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. South Marion is looking horrible. Again, homes entirely swept away. They're not well constructed homes, but homes nonetheless. Again, the Marion tornado lofted debris 30,000 feet into the atmosphere. The Columbus tornado lofted debris 36,000 feet into the atmosphere. The Kentucky tornado was at least 10 or 20,000 feet up in the atmosphere. I mean, this is horrible. Again, the subvortices on the Marion tornado, they just look unreal. Again, I've never seen anything like it. Again, I mean, we're talking, swept residencies. Entirely swept. It's awful. But anyway, new tornado warning just issued for Bowling Green, Kentucky. We've got some broad rotation here, still associated with our storm that previously produced a strong tornado. So if you're in Bowling Green or Polkville, you need to be seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows, and in an interior room. Again, going back to Indiana, we don't have any confirmation that we have any ongoing tornadoes, but the Clay City storm looks pretty gnarly. Keep in mind, this exact area, pretty much, was impacted by a tornado about an hour and a half ago. Columbus still looks like a pretty nasty supercell, but it's not fully discrete. It's also not in the best environment at this point. Our instability is not quite as high out here. Taking a look at our surface base cape, you'll notice that we literally only have, 2,000 to 3,000 is still a lot, guys, but it's nowhere near as much as what we have been seeing today. But again, this is virtually a worst case scenario. I don't see how this event could have gone any worse. Again, horrible tornado outbreak that will go down in history books. So, oh my goodness. Significant tornado still ongoing near Morganfield, Kentucky, with our cell that originated from Marion. Again, if you're in this area, you got to remain in your safe spot, guys. Again, I'm letting the boys know about this because I think a couple of them are live. But again, this is an extremely dangerous situation for Morganfield, Kentucky. Again, if you're in this area, you got to seek shelter immediately. Again, we've got a significant tornado ongoing with very impressive velocities. We're estimating at 168 mile an hour gate-to-gate shear. So, and we now have another debris signature on reflectivity. Wow. So, again, this is once more a significant and potentially a deadly tornado on the ground over Morganfield, Kentucky. Again, we're seeing debris lofted tens of thousands of feet up into the atmosphere here by this tornado, reflecting back onto the radar on the reflectivity, which is meant for tracking rain and hail. We can see our debris. Again, very, very intense tornado ongoing south side of Morganfield, and there's not a whole lot stopping this one. I mean, it's not entirely discreet, but it hasn't been, even since it put that tornado down. So, I mean, this really is pretty concerning here, guys. Again, this is another significant to violent tornado ongoing south side of Morganfield, Kentucky. This is going to be approaching. Oh my goodness! It's going to be approaching Breckenridge Center, Waverly, Dixie, and Roberts, however you pronounce that, over the next several minutes. Again, velocities are getting even tighter. So, very likely that we have a intense to violent tornado ongoing. Again, let's see what our debris distance looks like here. We'll do that on a separate thing. By the way, we may have something ongoing with our Clay City storm. Again, if you're east of Clay City, Indiana, you need to make sure the ore emitting in your safe spot. Very nasty supercell there. It doesn't have any instability to work with, but it still definitely has the potential to do something there. Given it undergoes a couple of mergers and has some proper storm interactions. But let's, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to measure debris height. Okay. By the way, we do have a significant thunderstorm south of Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. This is going to be near Waxahachie. This is going to have the potential to potentially develop some rotation there. If it manages to get itself into an environment where it has any SRH, and it does become non-outflow dominant. Give me just a sec. Again, we're going to stay zoomed in here on the Morganfield tornado. And guys, again, you hate to see it. This is one of the largest debris signatures I think we've seen. I mean, this thing is destroying whatever is in its path. Again, this is unfortunately in Morganfield, Kentucky, on the south side of town. It has 66 dBZs on the reflectivity values. Again, these are catastrophic tornadoes, guys. This is horrible. This is horrible. Again, I'm trying to find, let's see, the debris height with this. We're going to measure it ourselves here. Do it the old-fashioned way. Okay. Let's go to Nashville radar. I would be willing to bet we can see it from the Nashville radar. Okay. There it is, PDS. You can see it from the Nashville radar. Wow. Again, that speaks loudly, because we are looking 22,000 feet into the atmosphere with that radar. So, again, debris being lofted 20 to 25,000 feet in the atmosphere with this tornado. Again, if you are in this tornado warning here east of Morganfield, you've got to run to your safe spot. This is a devastating tornado. again, look at that just unbelievable amount of debris. Again, this is unbelievable. This is just insane. Our Bowling Green, Kentucky supercell still looks pretty concerning there. Again, this previously produced a significant tornado northeast of Hopkinsville, and this is going to have the potential to do it again as it moves off to the east-southeast. Again, this one is in a very primed environment for tornadic potential because in this in the atmosphere here, if we take a look at our surface-based CAPE values, we've got ourselves 3,000 to 3,500 joules per kilogram of surface CAPE. Go over to our wind shear. What are we looking at? We're looking at 50 to 60 knots of shear. Again, just the significant tornado parameter values alone tell us that this is a volatile environment that is going to have the potential for these supercells to bring, again, tornadoes that cause catastrophic damage. So, again, I'm watching our Morganfield cell still because it's obviously still producing a very strong tornado here. Again, this is an extremely large debris signature. 5.5 miles wide. Again, a deadly tornado, to say the least, just occurred. Stormwater Media is going to go up there. They're going to try to help some people out, I imagine, because, again, obviously, after a tornado like that, the best thing you can do is search and rescue. Again, I mean, this hit plenty of homes. Again, it's my belief that this is still ongoing. The reason that we're not seeing as impressive as debris signature on the reflectivity, which, by the way, we still have, the fact that we still have one is insane. The reason that we're not seeing it being quite as impressive is because there's just nothing out here to pick up. Again, we're no longer in Morganfield. We're along Wildlife Road. We are in the hilly regions of western Kentucky. Again, I really am watching our Bowling Green cell as well. I will say I don't even know what the heck just happened here. What kind of storm interaction is that? Is that a whole separate merger? That cannot have developed that fast. I guess it kind of did become evident on the last scan. It literally developed under the last supercell, I guess. That is weird if that's what happened. I've never seen anything like that. New severe thunderstorm warning for Paducah, Eddyville, Kentucky. This is going to be for quarter-sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Keep in mind, this storm does have some broad rotation associated with it. That's currently going to be located somewhere off to the west of Paducah here. But again, I think damaging winds remain the main threat with that one. But again, we can't take our eyes off of the Morganfield storm for too long. It's crazy how whenever all that contamination is gone, you can just see all the debris with this. I mean, again, that is a violent debris signature. Again, the last time we saw a debris signature like that in Kentucky probably was either the Western Kentucky tornado last year, or I think it was probably Mayfield. I don't think the Western Kentucky tornado looked quite like this. I mean, that's insane. Unbelievable. There's also photos of damage coming in from the Bloomington, Indiana tornado. Very extreme damage. We're talking about exterior walls completely torn off, homes slabbed. By the way, let's see if I can bring this up, if this will work. This is a photo, very low quality, but it's a photo of a slabbed home from Marion. This is an entirely swept residence south of Marion in Illinois. So, again, unbelievable. But again, this is one that will go down in the history books. Again, this is by far the largest tornado outbreak that we've seen this year, I would say. Maybe not in terms of how many actual tornadoes that we've had, but in terms of overall devastation, I'd say so. By the way, our Bowling Green, Kentucky live cam here. Look at that. What's going on here? Maybe just some Scuddy action, but what's this on the left-hand side then? No, that's a funnel on the right-hand side, yeah. Unless that's just some scary-looking Scud. I feel like that's gotta be. Maybe it's not. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to up the contrast to be able to see that. I just realized my entire face is red this whole time because I've had the lights off. But I guess Bowling Green, you wouldn't be able to see the funnel right now anyway. So let's go back up here to our Morganfield cell. Again, a debris signature like that comes along with a tornado, say, once per year, and it's usually not in Kentucky. Wow. Again, a 5-mile wide debris signature there, very deep as well. They just updated this tornado warning. This is still a particularly dangerous situation. Emergency management confirmed tornado. This storm has a history of producing structural damage in western Union County. You are in a life-threatening situation. Again, you got to seek shelter if you're in Roberts or Tunnel Hill, as well as Dixie in western Kentucky. And our supercell just northeast of Jasonville and Sullivan, Indiana. Still some broad rotation there at the very least west of Spencer, so you need to remain in your safe spot. I really am quite concerned about our Morganfield cell, though, because I think that one's going to be one that has the potential to go for a while. I suppose it did just kind of merge with a backside supercell near Evansville, but again, it was like that the entire time. So, I literally put my chasing target for today, my hypothetical. I said something like, it was one of these communities out here. I want to see what it was. I don't have one. Let's see what it was. Ledbetter, Kentucky. Where's that at? Dude, okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's more Paducah, but still. I would have had an interesting chase day. My goodness. Again, the debris signature with this thing is not a common thing to see in Kentucky. I mean, that's unbelievable. Yeah, the Bowling Green cell continues to look more concerning. A lot of Scuddy action, but certainly going to be the potential for a tornado here somewhere very shortly. So if you're in Bowling Green, Kentucky, you need to be in your safe spot. It's kind of got that weird backwards hook feature. I don't know technically what the meteorological term for this would be. Backside hook. That sounds horrible out of context. That's a WX Clips moment right there. But if it gets rid of that feature, whatever it is, it's going to have a real potential to produce a tornado. Severe thunderstorm warning going out north of Bloomington, Indiana for Ellettsville and Steinsville. Likely means they're going to let go of this tornado warning, and I don't blame them. The rotation with this isn't super impressive at this point. I know it looks that way, but that's just all contaminated. But make sure you are moving indoors there north of Bloomington. Once again, Again, these rounds of storms are only going to complicate matters. We do have reports of flash flooding as well from Richardsville, Kentucky. Apparently there's a river overflowing near Sand Hill. So if you're out there, be careful. Alright, let's see. Stormwater Media has a pretty impressive view right now. They're on the Morganfield cell, so if there was something ongoing there, we would see it. Did they have it on the ground ever? I don't know. Did they have ground... What is that? Did they ever have ground circulation with that? Does anybody know? Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Definitely some nasty motion there, if nothing else. Was Freddy with them? I swear I saw Freddy. But... yeah, I don't know. Pretty concerning, to say the least. Very low-hanging scud, if nothing else. Again, velocities in the higher levels of the atmosphere are still showing some very tight and intense rotation. The only question is that correlating to the surface right now? By the way, this is still an extremely dangerous situation for folks east of Morganfield. Some of these areas aren't even in a tornado warning, but this is all debris that is falling out of the atmosphere here after the tornado picked it all up. We've got an unbelievable amount of debris fallout over Boxville and Givens in Kentucky. So if you're in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot because this is the dangerous part of a tornado. Whenever you got those pieces of homes and trees falling out of the sky, that hurts. So you want to make sure that you're getting away from windows and into an interior room there at the very least. Whoa. What is that? I always miss it by like half a second. What was that, though? We have some sort of lowering there, almost certainly. Yeah, that's some sort of tornadic lowering. Most definitely. I mean, it's along the shelf cloud, which I don't know if it would be in this situation. I don't think so. Well, either way, again, you need to make sure that you're staying in your safe spot out here east of Morganfield. Still some very strong and tight rotation. Again, potential for this to spin up a tornado is quite high. And it has a history of doing so, obviously. We're still getting reports of damage from south of Marion, and it's quite concerning. Again, we have swept homes. Entirely swept homes. And similar story near Linton, Indiana. Again, the PDS tornado that we had in between streams. And then again, our Columbus tornado, I'm sure, was just as extreme. We had a debris spike on reflectivity for the first time since Mayfield, Kentucky. Unbelievable. Alright. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Again, a lot of lightning as well, but that's not necessarily a sign of anything. Our hook echo is becoming, I guess that's not a hook echo, that's just a little cell merger, so we'll see how that affects this, what kind of interaction that brings to the storm. This is a live look from Bowling Green. A big old thunderstorm rolling through again. Not actively producing a tornado, but I mean it could, most certainly. So again, if you're in Bowling Green, you need to remain in your safe spot for the next 5 minutes or so. Then we're worried about areas off to your east. Again, waiting to see if we can find something on SRM here. Again, huge shout out to Stormwater Media for allowing us to use their feed. What is going on there? Weird looking scud. Alright. Not a lot else to say for right now. I think we're probably starting to see this turn into mostly a big windbag for most of Dixie Alley. Our tornado threat's going to get lower and lower as these cells become less and less discreet. But man, I mean, what an outbreak. Again, I'm not totally convinced that we're entirely done yet. Especially after this little cell merger here near Roberts. I mean, rotation remains broad, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I am hoping that everybody took those warnings seriously. I know it's the Midwest tendency to, get out on the front porch and, film the tornado. I hope that this was not a day where people chose to do that. Unfortunately, we know it was because we saw people doing that. But, oh my gosh. Yeah. Photos are coming in from south of Marion, guys. South of Marion is almost a total loss. We've got multiple entirely slabbed homes, and these look like well-built homes, guys. I mean, these are not, these are not Lake City constructed homes, that's for sure. I mean, these are well-built two-story homes. Wow. Again, the sad part is that it looked like there was not any basement or storm shelter associated with the home that was really swept bad. The one that was actually, like, the one that we showed on stream. Hold on. Let's see. And this is not my imagery, but let's pull this up. Or not. But the home that's entirely slept and swabbed. I just said that backwards. Slept and swabbed. The home that is entirely swept and slabbed, again, it doesn't look like it had a basement or a storm shelter or anything. So, again, I mean, that's not what you want to see. Wow. Yeah, 500 hands? No. Nope. I can say that with high confidence. Would this have been an EF5 10 years ago? Still probably not. Well, I guess 10 years ago we were still in the drought, but you know what I mean. I think whenever the drought does break, it's going to have to be with something that revolutionizes the history of tornadoes. Like Mayfield. Mayfield would have been a contender for it. Rolling Fork would have been a contender for it. What else? I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. Valonia. Valonia would have been a contender for it. Rochelle Fairdale would have been a contender for it. When it's going to happen, if it doesn't happen with those, then if they choose to do it to some, tornado that didn't even hit, a populated region, then I feel like they would get a lot of flack for that. And, I mean, I don't know. They're going to do what's right. I trust that. Obviously, the EF5 drought's a little ridiculous, but oh my goodness, I do need to change the title of the stream. It still says Tornado Emergency in Illinois. I look like an idiot. Thank you for letting me know that, Orcs. I have a really bad habit at not doing that. And sometimes it's for the worst. Most of the time it's for the worst. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure to check out our June 29th, 2023 derecho documentary. I know a lot of people haven't watched it yet because we've been in such an active past few hours. But I really think that It's a good video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to check it out. I spent probably a good month or two working on it, so I hope you guys like it. What do we change this to? Severe weather coverage, and we'll go ahead and add a description. Five, 16, 25. All right. Again, it's been changing so much recently, but I think legitimately this is the most intense tornado outbreak we've ever covered. I can't think of anything that was able to rival this. I mean, yes, we covered Greenfield, but Greenfield was one instance of a violent tornado. The rest of the day, pretty boring. Today, we had, even if we just had one violent tornado, there were many that were intense. Highly intense. But, anyway, yeah, let's call Vincent. Let's do it. But yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a day that rivals this other than perhaps March 14th. Definitely not March 15th, but March 14th maybe. Alrighty. Let's see what this wise guy's up to. Oh, apparently there's a possible gas leak near Morganfield. Hello?
Hello.
How's it going?
That I don't know what to say. I don't know what just happened, but we just had likely at least 4 violent tornadoes today within 3 hours.
Yeah, the Marion, Illinois in particular, um, looks to me like we are going to see some pretty controversial ratings out of it because we have at least one swept away 2-story home, and obviously
What DI? What
what
DI is that? What
what
DI is that?
um with that kind of construction, I would say it's probably going to be 180, 185. But of course, there's going to be thousands of people that come out and say that it should break the EF5 drought. So we're already in for one controversial tornado. I'm genuinely concerned about Columbus, Indiana. That is the first debris spike that we've seen since Mayfield.
And that was that more impressive than Mayfield? You think?
I don't think so. I think Mayfield was a much more stout and impressive debris spike, and also it had higher DBZ values overall. But this
Oh
one,
yeah,
this one was there for multiple scans. Mayfield was there for one. This one was also further
yeah.
from radar than Mayfield, so you can make the case.
The St. Louis tornado was destroying skyscrapers and killed 4 people.
I saw that. I
And
saw that video.
that
Yeah,
was terrifying.
I really think the St. Louis will get probably an EF3, EF4 rating.
I mean, the tornado we had just recently, that was a very impressive CC drop.
You talking about Morganfield?
Yeah,
Well,
you're
and
talking about.
yeah, apparently there was some sort of gas leak on the north side of town.
Oh, I see that.
And that's not even where the tornado didn't even go through the north side of town. It didn't even go even close. So
I know. I forgot what tornado it was, but we had over 200 gate share. I think actually with multiple tornadoes today.
well, one of them was Marion.
That yeah,
Keep in mind the tornado that just produced that Morganfield cell was the same cell that produced the Marion tornado.
yeah. Um, but that was easily the most insane tornado outbreak I've ever covered.
Were you live?
Yeah, I was live from like 10 minutes before the Tory.
Sweet. Yeah, I was eating dinner and I got back and I was hopped on my bed. I I open radar. I see the pink in the top right, and I was like, okay, let's go. That's exactly what happened with Minden, Iowa as well. Um, I
I
will
can
say,
remember you literally just checked radar like 5 minutes ago.
yeah, I I did get some tornado siren vlogging.
Sweet. And did you hear Levi scored for his first tornado ever?
I saw the video. I didn't see it. Was it on the ground?
Yeah,
Because I didn't see any ground circulation. Let me look.
me neither, but he was talking about like seeing vortices.
Okay.
And the Illinois tornado was multi-vortex wedge.
Yes. The Have you seen the video taken from over the lake?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, those subvortices dancing around like that. I mean,
Insane.
it looked like Twisted. It looked like a video game.
Again, it was a devastating tornado. Once, it was insane because I remember I saw the velocity coupling getting stronger. I was like, all right, that's really got to be watched. And then I went back, saw it was PDS, stayed on it for like 2 minutes, and then bang, reflectivity, debris signature, everything.
Yeah.
Did you? Apparently, Max Velocity said there's a report of someone that got sucked up into the
I saw
tornado.
that. If that's true, that is.
That's maybe the scariest thing I've heard on stream.
Yeah. I want to see the clip of him saying that, but if that's true,
Me, yeah.
then that is unbelievable.
Again, that is reported from someone from my stream. But I'm gonna go watch the clip back later tonight.
Oh, that was a bad voice crack, but oh me goodness. The Yeah, the rotation that went over me earlier ended up producing a tornado in Indiana.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's actually was just 9 minutes ago that it produced.
I think I saw that storm actually. Um, I did you think that? I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter really, but do you think that the
It should have
Columbus
gone
tornado,
Tory. Yeah, yeah,
in
yep. Should have gone Tory.
are? Do you agree though?
I think it was a hard
I
call to make.
I think the only thing holding them back was the velocities.
Well, I don't even think it was about the velocity. I just think that it by the time, I mean, it was still radar indicated. By the time it went to PDS, it was already starting to weaken a little bit, and
That's true. I
I
mean, they have so much on their hands.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
again, I
crazy to
mean,
honey.
at this point, it looks like we're starting to see that damaging wind event kind of come into play here. We're starting to see these storms kind of congeal into that line. You already got a full blown line extending from Kentucky into Arkansas. Now, embedded tornadoes will certainly be possible with this, but this is when our damaging wind threat's going to start to ramp up. And really, the only discrete cells we have, we only have. I mean, you can count them on one hand here, but the most concerning one is our storm down here near Bowling Green, which, as far as I know, has a history of producing tornadoes back towards Morgantown. So again, we're just gonna have to continue to watch as these cells progress, but we're hoping that the overall, tornado threat will start to kind of die down here.
When did it produce a tornado near Morgantown?
Morgantown.
When?
I don't know. It was like half hour ago, I think.
It never even went over Morgantown. Are you thinking of Morgan Field?
Oh, that was it.
That was a separate supercell.
I don't know. I feel like I guess not. I don't know. I just thought this was one of the cells that produced a tornado. By the way, we do have a destructive here in Waxahachie, Texas, for big
Waxahachie. That's going on the t-shirt.
Waxahachie.
Waxahachie.
I'm so sorry. How do you pronounce it?
Waxahachie.
Waxahachie. I'm so bad. I'm gonna get made fun of so badly. Oh my gosh. Is that worse than Winnie Bagoo?
Um, it's almost as bad as thinking the Finger Lakes or the Great Lakes.
Oh.
By the way, Arx, thank you for renewing your 1 month membership. I don't know if you're new. I don't know what that message means. I know it gave me an option to do that today on Friday's stream. You can send in a message. So thank you, Arx, for the 1 month membership. W Arx in the chat. But yes, the cell over Waxahachie. It does look pretty impressive for a large hail threat, and I'm going to be honest, there does look to be a little area of inflow as well, somewhere southwest of Ennis. So, we'll see what happens with that.
Just an insane day.
Yeah.
But yeah, obliterated homes in Marion, whatever, Illinois. I don't know if you saw the picture that Mr. Twister just sent, but I think that's the two-story home, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, no, the two-story home is, do you see the picture I sent to the text group chat?
Oh.
That was the two-story home.
Yeah. The home swept away thing.
Yeah. It was over Kyler Court Road, and we already have spotters out there in that vicinity. Where did that go? I was just zoomed in on it.
There are also debarked trees in that photo.
Yeah.
If you look very closely, there's actually a couple stripped. So again, pretty extreme DI is already visible here just from drone footage.
Yeah. Dude, looking at it from the Evansville radar, it looked insane. There was still a dip racing. It's on reflectivity. There's like a donut hole.
Apparently the Morganfield, Kentucky tornado at one point was a drill bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, it went moderate first for wind, yes, but it's all three moderate. Hey. Oh, they just updated the Storm Prediction Center outlook, by the way. Moderate risk remains in effect from southern Indiana back through northeastern Arkansas. A 15% hatch tornado risk still in place, going all the way from the same area. Again, this goes from Bedford, Indiana, back over towards Paragould, Arkansas. This includes over 4.5 million people here. Louisville, Kentucky, Lexington, Fayette, Evansville, Clarksville, Owensboro. You guys are under the gun for the greatest tornado threat for the rest of the night. Actually, the numbers are outdated there, so that's not true. But, okay, now it's going back to the other outlook. But, yeah, moderate risk remains in play. But, listen, everybody knows that the SBC and NWS are going to do it better. But, to be fair, not just me, but me and a lot of other people said that this should have gone high risk. I put on my community tab and everything. I was like, this is a high risk material sounding. This absolutely verified as a high risk, at least from St. Louis back through Kentucky.
Yeah. Just terrible stuff.
I will say, though, obviously, I'm not perfect either. I mean, I said that they should extend the moderate risk further south, and nothing happened further south. So, again, well, couldn't we have, though? Like, what would lead somebody to believe that that wouldn't be a discrete storm mode? Like, what would it be? Because,
I don't even know. We had everything.
well, I don't think it could really be considered taking a risk, because there was a floor for this event, and it wasn't at the very bottom. It was up there. I mean, we were guaranteed to see something today. And also, if you want to talk about taking risks, April 2nd, they took a risk. It absolutely paid off.
Oh, yeah. You've been live all day, right?
I had a few separate streams, but, like, 5 hours total.
What was gate to gate here like? Like, can you explain to me what happened with St. Louis tornado? Because I'm still trying to catch up on
Oh
that.
my gosh. In live time, that was the most impressive tornado I thought I'd ever seen in live time. I mean, I am, again, genuinely shocked that we're not seeing even more catastrophic damage than what we're already seeing.
Yeah.
The velocities, again, like, you saw them moving through West St. Louis, and they were some of the most impressive, like, I think I've ever seen in live time. Definitely the strongest I've ever seen in an area that populated. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, the gate-to-gate shear, I think, was, let's see, let's measure here. We were at 75 against 125. So, yeah, we were at 200 miles an hour.
Wow.
And again, keep in mind, that is in Metro St. Louis.
Yeah. It was a wedge, right?
Well, there wasn't any great photos of it because it was mostly rain wraps, but from what we saw, likely yes.
Trying to go back here to this tornado, guys. Yeah, there it is. Look at this. Ripped right through St. Louis. If we look at the inspector, yeah, look at that velocity couplet. My gosh, 132 going one way.
Will I be live on Sunday and Monday? Yes, sir. Yep. I still think Sunday looks like a huge, huge day. Monday looks pretty impressive as well, so we'll be on high alert.
Yeah. I unfortunately do have to go, but I'm just gonna say this was a incredible day. Obviously, I mean we saw so many, unique and just incredible tornadoes from just seeing them on radar, but also just seeing the videos and damage from them. This was a very good example. Just of your classic moderate risk tornado outbreak, but this obviously performed very, very well. But if you are still included in that 15 hatch or 10 hatch tornado threat, make sure you are staying extra weather aware tonight. Also with that damage and wind threat, because again, we could eventually see wind gusts up to 80, maybe even 90 miles per hour into portions of central Kentucky. So again, make sure you're staying safe out there, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.
Weren't you saying that Monday, Sunday was overhyped earlier, Kevin?
I'll talk to you later.
Alright, see you. Or, no, never mind. You didn't say it. You said NAM was overdoing it. Yeah, that's right. My fault. Yeah, the um sorry, I just saw something crazy. There was a home that was entirely swept, and it looks like it was a well-built two-story home. Um, Again, here's Kyler Court Road. First of all, just quick note: treaty barking, very clearly. Widespread treaty barking. But in the back there, you've got your completely slabbed home, likely a two-story home, based off of the fact that all these other homes are two-story homes in this part of the subdivision. Also, this one's easy to miss, but over here you've got everything gone except for the roof that's fallen onto the foundation. I mean, this is a really interesting one to damage analyze. It reminds me a lot of the Diaz damage and the Bassfield So-So damage. Very intense, but the parts that are that intense are localized. So, big question mark. Tuesday reminds you of March 2nd, 2012? Seriously? I haven't looked that far out quite yet. But if it lives up to March 2nd, 2012 standards, that would be pretty wild. I mean, I suppose today was very similar to March 2nd, 2012's intensity. And of course, recency bias wants to say that this was more intense, but I don't think it was. Oh, wow. So we have reports of multiple leveled homes from our Columbus tornado. That's not good. Wow. Well, I think Marion will easily be EF4 plus, and I think Columbus will probably be EF3 or EF4. Morganfield's a little more questionable. None of them. It's Columbus, Indiana, Drew. Yeah, March 2nd, 2012 was Henryville. I am too. I think I've got like some weird memory thing. But you know what today reminded me of? June 2nd, 1990. Reminded me a lot of it. By the way, today was the first ever tornado emergency for the state of Illinois issued in the month of May. The first ever. It's never happened. So. Give me just a sec here. Okay, sorry, I was distracted. What was I saying? I just completely zoned out. What was I saying? I was typing up something. I completely forgot what I was talking about. I kind of forgot I was live there for a second. I'm not gonna lie. What was I saying? Oh, I don't remember. Anyway, whatever. What I was writing up was I was texting the boys again. I know I say I don't condone pre-rating, but I think it's different after the tornado's already occurred because it's not going to affect how anybody treats it. Oh, you know what I forgot to add in? Got to add in Bloomfield to the list. Okay, hold on. These are based off of what we've seen. These are my estimates for all of the most significant tornado strengths today. What I think they'll get rated as, anyways. This is what I've got. So, tell me what you think. If it would load, that would just be spectacular. Like, seriously, that would just make my day. Like, please load. Please load. Please load. There we go. This is what I've got for right now. Based off of what we've seen so far, ignore the voice crack. This is what I'm saying. That's what I am predicting here. So we'll see how that prediction turns out. But anyway, what do you guys think? I had like a list of days that I was going to, I predicted, as a joke, one of these days will be a super outbreak. What did I say? Let's see. When was it? This is a long time ago. I know I have the image saved, though. Where's she at? Nowhere? Okay, sounds good. I think the days I said were like May, I don't know. That's why I wanted to look for it, is because I genuinely don't remember. Never mind then. Boy, this is a real great stream. Oh, I remember that, Orcs. The post was on April 9th. Alright, let's look then. I will say, though, this is a day that will go down in the history books, without a shadow of a doubt. Is this comparable to the December 10th outbreak? I would say probably not. I think December 10th was just a different level. Also, December 10th was concentrated a little bit further south in general. I don't know, though, man. I really don't know. So we'll see. But I'm not certain. Don't have any super strong opinions yet. Arcs, we're planning on finishing that off in a stream. Because if we just keep doing one per day, I'm spending an hour, not an hour, I'm spending like 30 minutes researching and writing out those scripts for the tornado descriptions. It was so dumb. It was fun at first, but then it started to feel like a chore, and that's when I was like, okay, we're not doing it anymore. But yeah. We're going to finish that in a different stream. Anyway, chat. I think that's going to be it for tonight. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, my thoughts and prayers go out to all these folks impacted. If you know anybody out here in the Midwest or the Ohio Valley today, give them a call. Just make sure they're okay. Because there were more violent tornadoes today than we have seen in a day in a long time. That's what I'll say. So again, thank you all for tuning in. I really think that this day cements 2025 as a whole year into the history books for significant severe weather events. But anyway, that's it. Peace. I said it too early again. Am I still live?